Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Miller, and I am the principal of the Galway Junior Senior High School. On behalf of the Board of Education, administration, teachers, staff, and students, I would like to welcome you back on campus as we celebrate together on our soccer field under this great tent an in-person graduation for the class of 2021. Before we begin this ceremony this morning, I would like to acknowledge the amazing, talented, and dedicated faculty and staff of the Galway Central School District. Please join me in thanking and recognize the Herculean effort of our teachers, administrators, school counselors, teachers' aides, cafeteria workers, custodial and maintenance crew, secretaries, school nurses, and bus drivers, all of whom have helped to make a difference in the lives of our graduates. They were able to rise to the challenge of hybrid and virtual instruction and everything that came with this crazy pandemic. They made sure that our students were supported throughout the year and worked hard to get us all connected in some form or another, ensuring that we did have our pockets of normalcy. Thank you. Just as an important group to acknowledge is the family and friends who are joined with us this morning. No one gets to this day alone. It is the collective effort of family and friends that have guided us to this special day. Although I ask the graduates to do this every year, I think that this year it's even more special and has more meaning. As homes were transformed into classrooms, as parents, grandparents, family members, and friends became tutors and teachers in this year that we created a new normal. Therefore, I would like the class of 2021 in a couple seconds to rise and turn and face the audience and give their family and friends a strong standing ovation for all of their commitment, support, friendship, patience, and most importantly, love. So class, stand up, face, and let's... Thank you. I will be honest that it was very difficult to prepare this morning's remarks as we've endured so much together. In many ways, this class has really felt the brunt of the pandemic. Your junior year was cut short, your entire senior year was altered, and certainly not customary. But you were able to adjust to hybrid learning and pivot to remote instruction. You were able to follow the ever-changing guidelines and remain socially distant. But through it all, you found those pockets of normalcy. You made the most out of your time at school. Many times this year, the best part of my day was walking into the library during senior lunch and hearing some of your crazy stories. Where's Xavier? Hearing your concerns about prom, sports, or just about the hardships of the year. No matter what the issue were, you always looked for solutions and ways to make it better. As I reflect on all that you've overcome this year, I think of a quote by Viktor Frankl. It says, quote, "The only thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedom is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance," unquote. As a class, you chose to rise above the challenges and frustrations. As a class, you worked together to help your school community weather this storm and rise above it. That is why now I thank you, our graduates, for your positivity. You helped set the tone for our school year and for our community. Thank you. Among you are scholars, athletes, artists, musicians, community servants, and loyal individuals committed to all facets of your hometown. You've had a special 13 years here at Galway, and the bonds that you have created are unique and everlasting. You have left your mark on Galway, and I've enjoyed being with you on this journey. I have admired your spirit, love of life, your loudness, your relaxed and flexible attitude, and your willingness to have your temperature taken every day before you walk into school, and even your sense of humor. With all of that you've endured in your high school career, from construction to COVID, you took it in stride. You never let the situation define you, but rather always looked for your better angels and made the best of the situation. For that, we at Galway are forever grateful. May you take your flexibility, patience, and understanding into this challenging world ahead of you, where you will be able to overcome anything that is in front of you. As you move on from high school, whether you are going to college, the armed service, or the workforce, I want you to remember to take chances and always be willing to challenge yourself. If this past year has taught us anything, it is that we are able to prevail through hardships and push ourselves further than we ever thought. Viktor Frankl also states, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. The class of 2021 has certainly embodied this quote. Now, as you go out and spread your wings, remember the memories you've made, the lessons that you have learned, the friendships you have cultivated, so that you may go forth with your head held high, living each day to your fullest potential. Appreciate the little things, celebrate the milestones, call home often. Go out and make a difference. And remember that you are forever a golden eagle. Now it's your time to fly. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce at this time the Salutatorian for the class of 2021, Emily Johnston.
As you just heard, my name is Emily Johnston, and I'm the Salutatorian of the Galway class of 2021. As a Salutatorian, I'm here to welcome the class of 2021 and make you all feel comfortable. If I was welcoming you into my home, I'd give you a glass of water and a snack. But since I'm not welcoming you into my home, I hope you are comfortable and have friendly people sitting next to you. Now I'd like to thank a few people on the behalf of the class of 2021. Thank you parents, guardians, teachers, faculty, and everyone who has helped us succeed in our high school careers. Thanks, Mom, for being my biggest supporter through these last 13 years of school. And thank you to the class of 2021 for amazing memories. Even though our senior year did not look like what we expected, I hope we all found some joy this past year. Through this past year, I've learned many things about myself, and I assume many of you have as well. I learned that I love to travel. I love to go hiking in the Adirondacks, visit family in Colorado, and dream about traveling to foreign countries. I never truly valued my freedom to travel until I was not allowed to leave my house. As Epictetus once said, is freedom anything else than the right to live as we wish? Nothing else. In the next couple of months, we'll be starting the next chapter in our lives. Whether you're going to college, trade school, military, or working, we will all have a different sense of freedom. We will all have the freedom to go where we want, stay out as late as we want, and meet anyone we want to. I hope with this freedom, you will all take any opportunity you're given, be open to everyone you meet, and everything this world has to offer. I'm so excited to see what you all do with your lives, and I wish you all well in your journey. And without further ado, welcome and congratulations to the graduating class of 2021.
Thank you, Emily. It is now my honor to introduce Ella Underwood, the Sergeant of Arms, who is going to provide some wit and wisdom from the class of 2021.
Hello, I am Ella Underwood, and I'm very grateful to be speaking as the class historian today. In my 7 years at Galway, I've come to learn that Galway is more than just a high school. It is another home which has brought us all together. We have endured the same wins, losses, achievements, mistakes, laughs, and tears, each marking a memory in our minds. Today, we are here to celebrate our 13 years of perseverance and success. We have a lot to be proud of. High school was a roller coaster of a journey, especially our last 2 years here. Our junior year, we were thrown into a pandemic without warning, but we stayed strong and understanding to and through our senior year. We remained optimistic and made the most of what we were given, and that's what truly matters under all the struggles. With the little we had, our principal was able to get us an amazing prom experience and a senior year in general. Our athletic director made athletics at Galway happen with senior nights and recordings when restrictions held back parents and guardians. Teachers stuck patiently with us in school and virtually, and to them, we are grateful. I am proud to be in the class of 2021. We have some of the most determined students Galway has ever seen. Throughout the years, our athletes have excelled on the fields, courts, and practices, and even in our little field days. We also have some of the brightest minds I've ever seen, along with some of the most talented artists and musicians. The class of 2021 is also filled with many open-hearted students. I've witnessed countless hours spent doing volunteer work and helping the needy. Our seniors are always willing to help one another. When it comes to academics, we help those who are lost over withholding our knowledge. Our athletes lead the way for others so that they may too become the best. We have always stood by one another, and I have a feeling that even when we go our separate ways after today, miles upon miles apart, we will always be there for each other. I think our teachers can agree we have a pretty energetic and unruly class, to say the least, but I don't recall a day I've spent at Galway where I didn't laugh. Without us, I think Galway will definitely be missing a piece of its spirit and liveliness. The class of 2021 is like no other, and I don't think the future has fully braced itself enough for all of our capability and talent heading its way. Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. The class of 2021 donation will now be presented by Ryan Repepe, class secretary.
Good morning, I'm Ryan Repepe. I think I speak for everyone when I say that this year wasn't like anything we imagined. COVID-19 flipped our worlds upside down. It not only made an impact on our home lives, but our education and social lives as well. Switching from in-person to virtual classes each day, this school year has been anything but easy. Having 80-minute class periods, not being able to talk to our friends with a mask on, and only seeing half our grade the entire year are just a few of the many changes we had to make. But as this school year comes to an end, I'm happy to say that I got to experience my senior year with COVID than not experience it at all. Our class is grateful for the time spent here, and as tradition dictates, we have a few gifts to present. The first are 2 wooden picnic tables to be used at Eagles Landing. It's no secret that COVID has kept us apart from each other, especially the social distancing rules. Our class felt that donating these tables would be a great choice to help give more space outside, as outdoor classes may continue in the future. A plaque will also be placed on each table, reading, "Donated by the class of 2021. As most of us have grown up in Galway our whole lives, our community acts as a family more than anything. Whether it's coming together in times of need or simply cheering on and supporting one another, our community and all of the wonderful people in the audience right now have taught us to always be the best version of ourselves. Be brave, confident, help others when you can, and at the end of the day, don't forget to be yourself. Our class especially has always felt that giving is the greatest gift that you can give in life. For those who don't know, it's been extremely difficult for students along with clubs to fundraise due to COVID. We thought it would be best to give back to the 2 upcoming classes as they were unable to fundraise for their proms and senior trips. So on behalf of the class of 2021, we will also be donating $500 each to the sophomore and junior classes. I would like to thank Mr. Miller and Mrs. Britt for all that they've done for us. Miller often labels us as the crazy class. You can probably guess why. But the both of them have stuck around to deal with our craziness, in which we are incredibly thankful. Especially this year, in which they've done everything in their power to try to make it as normal as possible. From being able to have lunch with our friends, experiencing our first prom, and having the opportunity to play in our senior sports seasons, none of it would have been possible without the 2 of them. I would also like to thank Coach Glenn for stepping in and taking on the role of being our class advisor for the past 2 years. It hasn't been the easiest, but throughout it all, he's shown us what a true role model and leader looks like. And to our family and friends, it's been our pleasure of receiving your endless love and support. We wouldn't have made it to this point without you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And on behalf of the Galway Junior Senior High School community, thank you to the class of 2021 for your kind donation. It truly represents your heartfelt and caring nature. It is now my honor to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2021, Isabella Mancini.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I would like to start off by saying thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today. Thank you especially to Mr. Miller, Dr. Donovan, Miss Britt, faculty, teachers, and staff for putting on this wonderful outdoor graduation. I hope no one has allergies. I know how much time and effort you guys have put into making this a special celebration, and thank you. It feels dreamlike to be talking in front of all of you guys today, as this year's class of 2021 valedictorian. We have been through a lot as a class, but have made it through with our heads held high. As Lil Wayne says, life's a beach and I'm just playing in the sand. Life isn't always about waiting for the storm to pass. It's sometimes about learning to dance in the rain, and that's exactly what I believe this year's class has done. Having an unorthodox year of hybrid schooling, with virtual classes and meeting with teachers only once a week, resulted in many difficulties. This class of 2021 has learned how to adapt to the new system and embrace this change. Students took the time to become 4-sport athletes, work part-time jobs, and spend extra time with family and friends. No other class can say they had the opportunity to branch out and customize their own senior year. Galway has been my home for 17 years. I've never moved and ultimately have the same friends since day one. Not everyone can say that, but in a small town like Galway, you never lose the bonds you've created. I've been a 3-sport varsity athlete since freshman year and joined almost every club for the fun of it. If you want to do something at Galway, you can. It's as simple as that. Except crime, don't do that. I'm so grateful to have had coaches and advisors at Galway who commit to their teams and clubs. And I say a special thank you to my parents for giving me the support, being very involved in my high school career, going to my games, and bringing me to events and practices during the work week. The encouragement and, let's say, constructive criticism they gave me made me who I am today, and I'm very blessed to have this family. If I had to give a piece of advice for the years after 2021, I'd say yes to everything, except crime, so don't do that. Never take your time or friends for granted. As the saying goes, you can always sleep when you're 6 feet under, so do everything now. Being a 3-sport athlete, active member of clubs, and maintaining grades, I was still able to live my life every day. I was out of the house almost every weekend, and I was always able to get my work done. And so did you, and so did you, and so did you, and everybody else here that made this graduation happen. You had to make the sacrifices to be able to walk this stage in this pandemic. From taking care of younger siblings, learning virtually, owning up to the responsibilities of running your household, and overcoming adversity. This class has learned what it's like to be on their own during COVID, and I'm 100% confident that the class of 2021 is prepared to take on any obstacle coming our way. Hopefully, it's not another pandemic. This is your life, live it how you want, and if we are any living proof, we can do it all. Thank you, Galway, for being my support, my family, my education, and my home for the past 17 years. I can't wait to go out into the new real world and start the next chapter of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. Now performing for us America the Beautiful in our alma mater, juniors Elizabeth Labreche and Rosie Matiko-Conti. Could you all please stand and join me in singing America the Beautiful and the Galway alma mater. They are both in your program. Thank you, Elizabeth, Rosie, and Brianna Reynolds. It is now my honor to present this year's awards. We are very fortunate that we have so much community support so we have many awards to give to our deserving seniors. Seniors, when you hear your name called, please come to that side of the stage, meet me in the middle, and I will give you your award. All right, our first award is the Galway Ptsa Valedictorian Award. It's given to the member of the graduating class who has attained the highest scholastic average for 4 complete years of high school work. This year's recipient is Isabella Mancini. The Galway Ptsa Salutatorian Award is given to the member of the graduating class who has attained the second highest scholastic average for 4 complete years of schoolwork. This year's recipient, Emily Johnston. The Richard Buffard Memorial Award is presented to the senior who accepts classmates for their good quality, lends a hand of friendship, and is supportive when someone is troubled, and treats his or her fellow human beings with respect. This award is voted on by the entire senior class. This year's recipient, Ryan Repepe. The Connor Bradshaw Memorial Scholarship is presented to a graduating senior who, like Connor, is an average student and is planning to go to college to pursue a degree in STEM field, such as engineering. This student is also involved in community activities, a friend to everyone, and always willing to lend a hand. This year's recipient, Anthony Powers. The Rosalie B. Eaton Memorial Award is presented to a deserving senior pursuing a college degree in the field of art, music, or drama. This year's recipient, Ari Prasad. The Robert and Mildred Eaton Memorial Award is given by their children in memory of their parents to the student who has shown continuous academic improvement and who has demonstrated an active concern and respect for his or her environment. This year's recipient, Isabella Dillon. The Betty Connelly Memorial Award is presented by her family to a senior who has faced adversity and plans to continue his or her education. This year's recipient, Lauren Mothon. The Mildred S. Kalinkowitz Memorial Award is given to a senior student athlete who performs in an exemplary manner while representing the Galway Central School District on the field or court. The student, in the school's opinion, should have provided a real sense of motivation and spirit to all other student athletes. This year's recipient, Ryan Repepe. The Galway Teachers Association Scholarship Award is presented to a senior who has expressed an interest in teaching as a profession, has been accepted in college, and has showed academic leadership based on achievement. This year's recipient, Shawnee Fox. The Richard Grade Memorial GTA Scholarship is awarded to the senior who plans on attending college and who, in the face of adversity, exemplifies dedication to hard work, compassion for other, and a positive attitude towards life. This year's recipient, Diana Colangelo. Mr. Lukasiewicz was a respected principal at Galway Central High School and a well-loved community member. The Galway School and Community Richard Lukasiewicz Memorial Scholarship is presented to the senior who, like Mr. Lukasiewicz, has a love and appreciation of music and has the ability to lead other. This year's recipient, Rowan Smith. Mr. Lukasiewicz was a former principal at Galway Central School. The Friends of Richard Lukasiewicz at Chuck Stores is presented to the senior who, like Mr. Lukasiewicz, has a compassion for others, has demonstrated community service. This student has appreciation for music and has been held in a leader position throughout their school year. This year's recipient, Ryan Repepe. The Sue Lukasiewicz Galway Players Award is presented to a senior making a contribution to theater. This year's recipient, Ari Prasad. The Sharon Rice Memorial Award is presented to a student who has exhibited personal growth during his or her years at Galway, someone who brings out the best in others without looking for any personal glory, a person who, like Mrs. Rice, was non-judgmental to others, a true friend. This year's recipient, Michelle Sherman. The Jackie Sprague Memorial Award is presented to a Galway High School graduate who, like Jackie, has a love for animals. This year's recipient, Isabella Dillon. The Logan P. Whelan Memorial Award is presented to a graduating senior planning to enter the branch of service. A student like Logan that is outgoing, has a positive outlook, and is always willing to lend a helping hand. This year's recipient, Trevor Carnevale. The Bolston Spa National Bank Scholarship Award is presented to a graduating senior continuing his or her education at a 2-year or 4-year school. The award is based on recommendation of academic achievement in math, science, engineering, or business, while demonstrating a commitment to community service. This year's recipient, Michelle Sherman. The Fulton Montgomery Community College Foundation Scholarship is presented to a senior who has maintained a B average and will be attending FMCC in the fall. This year's recipient, Kyle Hunter. The Galway Lioness Club Volunteer Community Service Award. This award is presented to a member of the graduating class for their outstanding community volunteering to the Galway community, including outside of the community as well. This year's scholarship is presented to 2 individuals, Emily Johnston and Isabella Mancini. The David R. Mello Award goes to a student who realizes the value of a high school diploma and made the decision to remain in school and graduate. This year's recipient, Emma Carasone. The Spell-Fellner Scholarship Fund is given to a senior who demonstrates dedication to community service and academic standing, as suggested in the fund agreement. This year's recipient, Michelle Sherman. The Student Senate Leadership Award is presented to the students that demonstrate school spirit and has taken responsibility of leadership to promote a better student program. This year's recipient, Ryan Repepe. The Galway Administrators Association Award is presented to a graduating senior who has demonstrated exceptional leadership and service to our school and community. This year's recipient, Morgan Druin. The PTSA Bonnie Burton Memorial Award is given in memory of Bonnie Burton, past president of the Galway PTSA and an aide for many years at the Galway Central School District. The award is intended for graduating seniors whose spirit embodies a love of life, just like Bonnie Burton. This year's recipient, Xavier Russell. The PTSA Greg Rockwood Memorial Award is given in memory of Coach Greg Rockwood to a student who, like Mr. Rockwood, exemplified true interest in the spirit of technology, one who is always eager to learn, create, and to build, and still has energy left to devote to family, school, and community. This year's recipient, Henry Flint. The PTSA Kathy Shaw Memorial Award is presented in loving memory of Kathy Shaw, who in her 23 years as a nursery school teacher in Galway touched the lives of countless children. This award is presented to a graduating senior who, like Kathy, shows a genuine love for children and will be pursuing a degree in education. This year's recipient, Rowan Smith. The PTSA Millard Follett Memorial Award is presented in fond memory of Mrs. Follett, who was a kindergarten teacher in our district for many years. This award is presented to the individual who has indicated an interest in working within a school setting with young children. This year's recipient, Braden Boudreau. The Galway PTSA, there we go. The Galway PTSA Joseph Henry Award is presented to the senior who has displayed the spirit of scientific method. This year's recipient, Isabella Dillon. The PTSA Business Service Award is presented to a student who has taken a full range of business courses and who is intended to further their knowledge of business world by attending college in the fall. This year's recipient, Michelle Sherman. The Galway PTSA SAD Chapter Award is presented to the senior who has contributed to the concept that SAD stands for Students Against Destructive Decisions. This year's recipient, Ari Prasad. The PTSA Healthcare Professional Award is recognizing a student who plans to enter an institution of higher learning to specialize in the field or areas related to healthcare profession. This year's recipient, Ella Underwood. The PTSA Knights of Pythias Achievement Award is presented to a senior who is a true achiever regardless of class rating. This year's recipient, Aaron Abernathy. The PTSA School Volunteer Award is presented to a senior who has given his or her time and service to the school. This help is greatly appreciated. This year's recipient, Ari Persad. The PTSA American Citizenship Award is sponsored by the National Association of Secondary School Principals and presented to a student who displays and understands the importance of civic responsibility and exhibits a positive attitude towards classmates, school, and community. This year's recipient, Ryan Repepe. The PTSA Attendance Award goes to the senior who has the best attendance record during 13 years of school. This year's recipient, Antonio Hart. Oh, no, you're good. Take your time. Our final award for today is the PTSA Charles H. Field Award. It is presented to a senior nominated by the Valedictorian and Salutatorian of the class for having made outstanding progress during his or her high school career. This year's recipient, Ari Persad. To present our graduates, I would like to invite up on stage our Galway Central School District Superintendent, Dr. Donovan.
Good morning. Recently, while driving, I passed a large billboard that read, "Congratulations to the class of 2021. Follow your dreams." As I was selecting graduation cards for family and friends, I noticed the same message, "Follow your dreams." My wish for you is that along this journey, you find the time and the heart to help others. Helping others is where you will find happiness. Scholars have studied, written, and lectured on how to be happy throughout time. There's an ancient Chinese proverb: if you want to find happiness for an hour, take a nap. If you want to find happiness for a day, go fishing. This one I'm a little concerned about the ancient Chinese, but if you want to find happiness for a month, get married. If you want to find happiness for a year, inherit a fortune. If you want to find happiness for a lifetime, help somebody else. Booker T. Washington, born into slavery, founder of Tuskegee University, and the first African American invited to the White House, stated, "The happiest people are those that do the most for others." More recently, the American Psychological Association completed a meta-analysis of research which overwhelmingly showed that helping others improves your health and happiness. Most of you have already experienced the happiness that results by helping others. You have participated in the backpack program, volunteered at the town Halloween fun night, completed food drives, collected shoes for the needy, assisted in elementary classrooms, engaged in our recycling programs, and have taken a role in many scouting, 4-H, and church activities, to name a few. Thank you all for making a difference while students at Galway. In conclusion, yes, follow your dreams, but please pair these dreams with the opportunities to help others. I wish you all happiness. I am very proud to now confer the degrees of the class of 2021. Members of the Board of Education, families and friends, I present you the graduating class of 2021. Will the graduates please stand? By the power vested in me as Superintendent of Schools, I hereby certify that the students listed on the official program have met all of the requirements and should be declared graduates of the Galway Junior-Senior High School class of 2021. Graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations.
We will now have the presentation of the diplomas. Handing out the diplomas today is our board president, Ms. Lynn Jankowski. Wow, I completely just lost that. Chicago. All right, let's go.
All right. Two quick programming notes. We are live streaming on Facebook. We are recording this graduation ceremony from various camera angles. That replay will be on the YouTube soon enough. We also do have professional photography going on. If you somehow miss your camera shot, please check those on our district webpage. All right. My privilege. Isabella Mancini. Emily Johnston. Ella Grace Underwood. Morgan Francine Druin. Congratulations. Lindsay Marie White. Ari Persad. Ashley Huser. Katie Kurtzner. Charlie Clark. Ryan Elizabeth Rapepi. Diana Colangelo. Aaron Abernathy. Ariana Allen. Kiana Airy. Heather Atkinson. Lexi Bissett. Braden Boudreau. Trevor Carnavali. Emma Carasone. Dylan Collins. Isabella Dillon. Henry Ryan Flint. Noah Flint. Shawnee Fox. Shane Matthew Garney. Darren Grignon. James Grogan. Joseph Hahn. Antonio Hart. Adam Spencer Henderson. Joseph Herbst. Amaya Hillard. Philomena Hornfeck. Joshua Allen Hoyt. Paige Hunt. Kyle Hunter. Hunter Jennison. Ben Jordan. Aaron LeClaire. Aiden LeClaire. Paige Loya. Kyle McCrae. Sam Mitchell. Sean P. Morris. Lauren Mothon. Madison Moles. Samantha Nielsen. Donovan Numbers. Caleb Oaten. Bella Rose Picor. Anthony Neil Dwyer Powers, Jr. Caitlin Pritchard. Shay Arwen Reed. Kyler Rudy. Rudy. I had it in my head, and then he talked to me. If he didn't say anything, I would have had it. Xavier Russell. Brendan Shader. Mitch Sherman. Matthew Peter Smith. Rowan Bruce Smith. Ethan William Stearns. Gavin Stockman. Glenda Van Aken. Milan Vendetti. Matthew Walker. Michael Robert Zelizniak.
Once again, the class of 2021. It is now my honor to introduce the senior class president for some closing remarks, Lindsay White.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lindsay White, president of the class of 2021. I would like to start off by saying how truly honored I am to be speaking in front of you all this morning. I would also like to thank the people who have helped me become the person I am today. My family, friends, and mentors have been nothing but supportive throughout my high school experience. This particular day has been in our minds since the first day of high school. Throughout the year, we were all saying how we cannot wait to graduate and move on to the next chapter of our lives. Well, the day has finally come. Today is that day where we all turn the page to that next chapter. This school year has been torturous, but we made it. The adversity the class of 2021 has overcome in the last year goes beyond that of any previous class. Last March, COVID-19 forced all students worldwide to adapt to different and challenging learning techniques. Students began attending classes virtually, spending hours a day in front of a computer screen, trying to absorb as much information as they could from their teachers. Leading into the current year, students were expected to learn through a hybrid model, which consisted of working from home on some days and learning in school on other days. Though we had limited days this year to see each other in person, myself, the staff of Galway High School, and your families could not be more proud of your accomplishments. Typically, the role of the class president is to lead the class and work with others to create memorable experiences with their peers. Many restrictions were in place this year, which prevented normal traditions from occurring, in particular, prom and a senior trip. Classes in the past were given the opportunity to explore Washington, D.C. for their senior trip. To our surprise, some restrictions were lifted towards the end of the year, and the senior class got the opportunity to enjoy a wonderful, wonderful dinner cruise on Lake George. The class was also able to attend a wonderful prom at the Cock and Bull. The class officers were very limited this year and had to stick to smaller accomplishments, such as designing senior class sweatshirts. Many other events were planned, but simply could not happen. We actually wondered if graduation would be able to take place, but here we are on this stage, and we have the right to celebrate. Thank you so much to Mr. Miller and all of the staff and faculty who made these events possible. For some of us, graduation is the happiest day of our lives, the chance to grow up and experience the real world. For others, today is a very sad day, as it symbolizes the end of a chapter in our life stories. Whatever it is to you, embrace it and enjoy your next journey. Be proud of all you have accomplished in your years at Galway. In closing, I leave you with these thoughts. Try to stay positive, have goals, and always put your best foot forward. Try to be a leader, and if you aren't comfortable being a leader, try to do something to make a bad situation better. Know that the world is always a better place because you are in it. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
I would just like to thank everyone for attending this morning. This has been a great celebration to a well-deserving class. So I would like the class to rise one more time. And for the last time, I am happy to present the Galway Junior Senior High School class of 2021.